All right, good afternoon again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to BowlTV. My name is Matt Cannizzaro, and we are here live for the second round of qualifying for C Squad. These guys bowled at the end of the day yesterday on the double burn. Now they're back today on what we call the burn for 5 games of qualifying. They'll have 10 games at the conclusion of today's action. And then we'll have one more squad coming up this evening. That will be at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. here in Las Vegas. And that will be our A squad. They bowled on the fresh yesterday. They'll be back at it today on the double burn. So for those of you just tuning in for the very first time, thank you. Again, my name is Matt Cannizzaro, and this is live coverage of the 2018 USBC Senior Masters. We've got 272 USBC members aged 50 and older, vying for 63 spots in the double elimination match play bracket. That final spot belongs to defending champion Walter Ray Williams Jr., who was guaranteed a spot in the bracket, so no matter what he does this week, at worst he'll be number 64, but he's bowled very well to this point and should easily improve that seeding. And we'll have a rundown of the standings here shortly as we get comfortable for the first of our 5 games on this C squad. So thanks everybody for being here. Interesting format here at the Senior Masters. Of course, 15 games of qualifying over 3 days. 15 game pinfall totals determine those 63 bowlers who advance, and then things get wacky. They got wacky for one of the guys on our featured pair, Brian Voss, last year. Snuck into match play in the number 64 spot and then promptly took down the number 1 seed in the first round. Parker Bone, the third, was on the receiving end of that 774 series. And Brian Voss saved it all for just in time. Voss always a threat to make a run here. He's been in the stepladder at this event before as well. Just an incredible Hall of Famer. And much like many of our other competitors, no matter where you finish in that 64, chances are you're going to go up against some pretty tough competition. But you guys already know Brian Voss. Here he is right here on our featured pair. Let's see who else we've got for our first game here at the Samstown Bowling Center in Las Vegas. Joe Fulner III joins Voss here on 19 and 20. Ross McDonald and Jerry Brunetti Jr. are the 4. And off to a good start here again on the burn. We had 5 games this morning, bowled by what was the B squad yesterday. And they bowled on the fresh 41-foot oil pattern. So 5 games of traffic now for these gentlemen on the lanes right now on 21 and 22. A foursome of David Chu. And Chu made it into a roll-off for the Cashers round last week at the Super Senior Classic. Came up short there, so ended up missing the Cashers round by virtue of that roll-off. So motivated and back at it here for the Senior Masters now. Joined also by Bruce Hall, who was in our booth for the group step ladder and the championship round of the Super Senior Classic. Bruce Hall had some great insight for us. A left-hander from Massachusetts. And now he is here bowling the Senior Masters as well. And we'll catch up with him and his scores as we scroll through the standings here in just a few minutes. Also on this pair, Robert Brown, who made a run at the top of the standings yesterday. Looking to add to a great first day here. And finally, Jay Knighting will be our final guy on 21 and 22. So thanks for being here. Let's watch things unfold. Looking forward to another exciting day of action here at the Senior Masters. If you have any questions, feel free to drop those in the chat room. Always happy to chat. If you want to check out any of the information, standings, past results, anything, you can find that all at bowl.com/seniormasters. A lot of good stuff there. And I also recommend first subscribing to our YouTube channel here, BowlTV, so you don't miss out on any of the notifications and any of the upcoming action from across the country. And at the same time, remember to find us on Facebook, the Sport of Bowling USBC. A lot of great highlights and such there. We actually got to catch up with our first round leader today, Daniel Miyamoto, and should be posting something here hopefully pretty soon once we get settled in and get a minute to put that all together. But a lot of great highlights there from yesterday, from last week, and of course from all the great USBC programs from beyond just our tournament coverage. So check that out, the Sport of Bowling USBC. And then remember to find us on Twitter, and that is at USBC. We do appreciate the continued support, so thank you all. All right, let's get comfortable. It's game 1 of 5, and then 5 more coming up this evening. Great shot by Brunetti. Just liking that left lane. 2 for 2 there. And now just to get squared away on the right. Over on 21 and 2. David Chu. Back of his shirt says Atu. He is 4 for 4 here in the opening game. Brian Voss also perfect through 4 frames. Right, well, we have an opportunity while we're still getting comfortable. Take a look at the standings after 10 games. Leading the way from B Squad, as mentioned, Daniel Miyamoto from Pearl City, Hawaii, is at plus 235. What a day for that young man. He came in at plus 34, finished yesterday with a 278 game to get to plus 34. And he came in today knowing that the fresh oil pattern would give him the chance to play to his strength and play a little bit straighter. And he did just that. Came out of the gates 264, 280. for plus 145 just in the first 2 games. And then added 211, 244, and 202 for plus 201. He now is plus 235 overall. So what a day. Also on B squad having a great day, Walter Ray Williams Jr. got to plus 210. Parker Bone III got to plus 209. Brian Kretzer plus 197. Doug Kent plus 191. Dennis Horan plus 156. And Benny Hafes, nice day. He was plus 150 on the day to get to plus 155. Your overall leader yesterday, James Campbell, is bowling on this squad. He was at plus 221. So right now, just based on overall scores, he's still second behind Miyamoto. So a quick 215 game right here would put him back in the lead and something to build on. So we'll see. We'll follow James throughout the squad, wherever he is. Possibly see him come through our live stream pair. Right now, plus 235, the number to beat, Miyamoto. And we'll see if we can't get some highlights of him published on the official USBC Facebook page very, very shortly. All right, but Brian Voss trying to put on a show, and David Chu doing the same over on 21 and 22. Chu 6 for 6. Voss perfect through 5. And Brunetti continues to dislike the right lane. Live stream extraordinaire. Super senior standout Bruce Hall delivers in the 5th. Brian Voss entered the day tied for 11th at plus 130. So we'll see. Looking to build on that number early. Jerry Brunetti was at plus 66 coming into today, tied for 53rd place. Inside that cut number, but definitely want to get as far away ahead of that 64 as you can. Joe Fulner was plus 46, just outside that number. David Chu coming in at plus 40. Bruce Hall going to have a ton of work to do today. Came in at minus 81. Going to need to go about 200 over. There's Robert Brown, perfect as well. And uh-oh. $8.10. Whoops. Great shot. Yikes. So his run ends at 5-2. Also with a 10 pin in the 6th. Brian Voss now 6 for 6 here on our featured pair. All right, if you're interested in how your favorite players are doing across the house, live scoring is available. Just go to the results page at bowl.com/Senior Masters. Live scoring link at the bottom, and it'll let you peek around, see what's happening. Strings of strikes. Tish Johnson opened in the first and rattled off the next 7. She is down on 9 and 10, looking to bounce back from yesterday. Brian Voss, no bouncing, perfect. Tish got out to a hot start and then struggled a little bit late in the block. We saw scores yesterday on B squad, or the middle squad, actually pretty good, and then they tapered off in the final game. That allowed early leader Michael Haugen Jr. to hold on through B squad, and he almost held on for the entire day at plus 188, ended up third. But that didn't happen until very, very late in the final block. So we'll see if the trend is the same today. Some great scores so far. Across the house, a lot of strikes being thrown. A lot of strikes right here by Brian Voss on our featured pair. He's got the front 7. And Voss gets the break. And the showman, of course, letting the universe know he is grateful. All right, so Brian Voss looking to be the guy. Comes in at plus 130. Another 100 here. Get him right there. Miyamoto leading the way. at plus 235. Enjoyed the moment, but didn't expect to be the leader at the end of the day. A great head start toward making that match play bracket for sure. Another couple solid games and should be plenty to get in the top 64. Looks like a large group just joined us. We appreciate it. My name is Matt Canizaro. Welcome to BowlTV 2018 USBC Senior Masters here at Samstown in Las Vegas. Would not be possible without the hard-working staff here at Samstown Bowling Center. Tom and crew doing an excellent job for us. Always hospitable. Very smooth. And then, of course, to our gold partners. Can't do it without the support of the industry. Brunswick, Hammer, Columbia 300, Roto-Grip, Ebonite, Storm, and, of course, our official lane maintenance provider, Campbell. This week, Campbell giving us a 41-foot oil pattern, 29 mils. Got to hold up for 15 games a day. As they oil once in the morning, and that is it. So boys on the second squad here, bowling on the burn, and then last squad of the day will be on the double burn. Here's Voss, lane 19, front 8, looking to stay perfect. And he does. 9 for 9. All right, final frame now underway on 21 and 22. David Chu looking to get in the 270s, gets the first hit. That'll get him 260 plus. Very nice start for that young man. Here's Knighting up now, finishing things up on lane 21, 150 back score there. 200 for McDonald. And Fulner, 182. Bernetti can get to 181. Voss gonna step up now with a shot at 300 here on lane 20. Bosco's Brooklyn for the 10th one. We have not seen a 300 game since we've been here for the Super Senior Classic nor the Senior Masters. I believe our highest game of this event is 287. That was James Campbell yesterday, game 4. I do not believe that was the front 10 though. And the 7 won't go. So we do have our new high game of the event. Spare gives him 289 and a great start to today's action. Chu finishes with 279. Robert Brown, after the 810 in the 6th frame, still can get to 266. And gets the 8 out, but the flat dime, that'll leave him with a max score of 245. Definitely good questions about the equipment being used, but very, very hard to tell these days. Some of them are very vibrant colors, easy to know. Others, there's just too many out there. So, good run here for Voss on our featured pair. High game by 89 pins. Finished with 289. And we'll get ready for our second game here on C Squad. We're getting close to the halfway point of the day. One entire squad coming up next, but 4 more games to go here on our C Squad. And we'll have that game coming up for you in just a minute, folks. My name is Matt Cannizzaro. Tell all your friends we'll be here all day long. 4 more games to go. And closer to knowing our leader after 2 days here at the Senior Masters. We'll be right back. All right, folks, it's going to be challenging to top that opening game. Brian Voss, 289 with the front 10. And the Brooklyn shot doesn't matter. No style points here. Strike is a strike. And now we're joined by our day one leader, James Campbell of Clearwater, Florida. First look at him here on BowlTV. Let's see who's joining him on lanes 19 and 20. Got Mark Van Meter, former Team USA member. Chris Ramirez and Vincent Wright. And over on 21 and 22, Mark Shirless. The left-hander Patrick Patton we saw make a run at the Super Senior Classic. And Alan Seneval and Donald Harrington. There you have it. Some fire right there out of James Campbell as he's 2 for 2. Start things off here. We'll have the updated standings for you very shortly as well. We'll see how Mr. Campbell did in game one, and of course how the rest of the squad is going to fare. This was our highest scoring squad yesterday. A handful of the top 10 came from the double burn. It seemed like this middle squad was kind of some tricky transition, especially late in the block. And then they opened up for these folks in the evening. But the fairness of the event, all competitors get the same opportunity to see each variation one time. So over 15 games, a test of versatility for sure. The goal to make the top 64. That's it. Pinfall at that point, irrelevant. So whether you're number 2 or 62, you are the same at the start of match play. Of course, if you're a higher seed, in theory, you had a better command of the oil pattern, but you just never know when it's your day, your pair of lanes. So first goal, though, get there, and then worry about strategy at that point. All right, folks, a little bit of multitasking happening here behind the scenes, but a little bit of striking happening out there on the lanes. There's a Brooklyn effort for Mark Van Meter, clean through 5. Nice discussion happening in the chat room, so always nice to see bowlers helping bowlers as well. And we're here, not too much for me to tell you until we get the rundown of the scores, but you can see the bowlers and the scores, and sometimes it's probably all you need. Don't need to hear me babbling too much. Just here to help keep things running smoothly. This is our second game of 5 here on our second squad of the day, C squad from yesterday. Question, are they allowed to drink alcohol while they bowl? No. They are having waters and sodas and other hydrating beverages, but they can save the alcohol for the celebration at the end of the day. Okay, we're just waiting on that standings update. That much I can offer you. This game moving along quickly on our featured pairs. Time to take a look throughout the house. You can do the same. Live scoring link available, bowl.com/Senior Masters. Click on the results tab. You'll see the live scoring link there. So a few strings of strikes across the house here. Down 35-6, 37-8. Mark Williams down on 49-50 with the front 7. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I made it back. Don't even know if anybody noticed I was not here. But we had a 299 game. Mark Williams, we saw him as the runner-up at the Super Senior Classic. Still striking here at Samstown Bowling Center. Wasn't the prettiest 10th frame, I think, in his opinion. And the final shot, a wobbly 10-pin. Could have been worse and could have gone down as well. We'll get that video highlight for you here very shortly. This is game 2. Only game 2 of 5. And then we'll have one more squad coming up after this. That'll be at 7 p.m. Eastern. We do appreciate everybody dropping in. So Mark was bowling down on 49 and 50. And now, I think the scores are updated. We're in the 10th frame already here on our featured pairs. Chris Ramirez can get to 191. James Campbell doing what he does. Can get to 239. He said the one that he's both looking forward to and curious about is the fresh. See if he is prepared, if his hard work has paid off and has him ready to attack it a little bit straighter. All right, so looking at the standings, James Campbell started with 248 today. He's at plus 269. And now can get to 239 here. Brian LeClaire, hot start, 279. He's on his heels at plus 266. Brian Voss, we saw his 289 right here on BowlTV, plus 219. Alan Seneval, 246. He's at plus 215. But Campbell number 1 overall, LeClaire number 2. Miyamoto still in that 3 spot. He's in the clubhouse, however, at plus 235. Voss 4th, Seneval 5th. Both those guys on this squad, followed by Walter Ray and Parker Bone 3rd. Brian Kretzer, Doug Kent, all B squatters. But some pretty hot scores here on this C squad. Bowling on the burn here today. So Campbell finishes with 239 to go with that 248 start. So he is rocking and rolling. Trying to, again, separate himself, as they all are, from that 64th place to feel a little more comfortable. Looks like another front 9 on 15 and 16. I'm going to run for it, and I'll be right back. All right, folks, excitement galore there. That game had a 299 from Mark Williams down on the far end and 300 from Rick Manier off to our left here. So very cool. We'll get those videos spliced together and get those posted, and we'll have our next game coming up here in just a minute, game number 3. Let's see if it can be as exciting as game number 2 was. You're watching continued coverage of the 2018 USBC Senior Masters. My name is Matt Canizaro. We'll be right back with game 3. Thanks. Here we are again, ladies and gentlemen, game 3 of our second qualifying block today at the 2018 USBC Senior Masters. Some excitement. Getting that Mark Williams video posted here on the official USBC Facebook page. That's the Sport of Bowling USBC. And we'll see if it is short enough for Twitter as well, at USBC on Twitter. And then, of course, we have another exciting video coming your way shortly after, but we'll let Mark Williams breathe for a minute and get the other one spliced together. And then we'll have a look at the standings to see how those 2 runs at perfection helped the gentleman in the standings. That, of course, is the most important goal. Anything you can do to get into the top 64. Perfect games are nice for sure, though. Settled in here for game 3. Right now on 19 and 20. Got Lenny Borsch, USBC Hall of Famer. Had some great success at the USBC Open Championships, as well as here on the Senior Tour, even picking up a win earlier this season down in Florida. Lenny knows how to get it done. He is joined on 19 and 20 by Billy Langford and Scott Merritt, only 3 bowling on this pair. And over on 21 and 22, Noel Vasquez, Curtis Matlock, Dennis Klein, and our 2016 runner-up here at the Senior Masters, Paul McCordick. And a dramatic ending to that event where he had it within reach and could not get it done in the final frame. Pete Weber went on to win that event, so Paul McCordick looking for some redemption here at Samstown. Again, that was 2016. Last year's championship match was Walter A. Williams Jr. over Andy Nyer, who was trying to run the ladder, the left-hander, and he came up short against Mr. Williams. I see a question about the standings, and this is round 2. And the document is loaded and being updated each game. Sometimes you have to either refresh that or try a different browser. Or even clear your cache to be able to see that. PDFs are funny like that. I would never claim to know anything about technology and why that is, but there you go. So definitely updated, and updated through 7 games here. On this squad. So it's A squad after 5, B squad after 10, and now C squad after 7. Just a compilation of all of the competitors. So leading the way, James Campbell. 87 over today. He is at plus 308. But Brian LeClaire is 8 pins back at plus 300. 513 on the day. Third place is Alan Seneval of Sweden, plus 263, followed by Brian Voss, who is at 509 after 2 today. He's at plus 239 overall. And then sneaking in there in the 5th position is Daniel Miyamoto, plus 235 after this morning's squad. And then Brian Goebel making a move here into 6th place, plus 218. And also Warren Nelson continuing to bowl well here in the Senior Masters. 61 over today, plus 210 overall. And then Norm Duke rounds out the top 10. So mostly C squad bowlers in the top 10. A few Bs mixed in there as well. You can find that at bowl.com/Senior Masters, all the details. But right now, James Campbell, your front runner still. After 2 games today, Brian LeClaire hot on his heels. So we'll see how that shakes up. And we'll catch up with whomever it is at the end of the day. All right, down on lanes 9 and 10. James Campbell, front 7. That man is lined up here in 2018 in this 41-foot OA pattern. Was a little concerned about the fresh and seeing his progress on being able to play straighter, but the way that he's striking, he might have a pretty nice cushion going into the final 5 games tomorrow. Down on 47 and 48, Joe Fulner, front 6. Brian Voss on that pair. He can shoot 270. They're only halfway through. So that would leave him short of 800 here to start the day. Brian LeClaire and James Campbell on the same pair this game, down at 9 and 10. I'm going to take a short walk, see how they're doing. Again, coming into this game, Campbell 8 pins ahead of LeClaire in the standings, but trying to get a little separation here in game number 3. So enjoy our featured pair. Some great talent here. Boris, always the gentleman, and Paul McCordick. Got to root for him. He's always been knocking on the door. It's going to happen soon. We'll be right back. All right, made it back just in time to see the final frame here on 19 and 20. Lenny Boris stringing strikes since I left. Gonna get to 249. James Campbell did not shoot 300. 4-6. 4-6 in the ninth. Finished with 254. Best LeClaire can do this game on that same pair is 235, so Campbell pick up a few more pins, but plenty of other competitors right behind him. So things getting exciting here. The middle squad of the day. And we'll patiently await our next group of competitors for game number 4. Great finish there by Lenny Boris. Doubles in the 10th, so he'll be in the 240s. And then we will let 21 and 22 catch up. We do appreciate everybody being here for our coverage of the 2018 USBC Senior Masters. See if we can't get that number up to 500. Tell all your friends, share our post on the official USBC Facebook page, Sport of Bowling USBC. Give us a thumbs up if you like the coverage. Then I can tell the boss, hey, we did all right. Let's do it again next year. All right, final shot here for Boris. He'll be at 249. Scott Merritt can get to 191 with a split conversion here. And then Billy Langford hoping to finish strong. He's working on 5 in a row. Billy can get to 257 with all 3 in the 10th. Let's see what happens here, folks. We'll have game 4 coming up here in just a minute. A couple frames left over on 21 and 22. And it looks like a ball return as well. All right, final frame here on 21 and 22. Again, a little bit of multitasking here, doing some video highlights. And of course, keeping you updated on what's happening here on the lanes. 226 for Kurt Matlock. Noel Vasquez, 224, so a pretty good pair here. Paul McCordick opening the ninth, but can get to 216. And Dennis Klein can punch out here for 180. Again, this is game 3 of 5 on this second squad of the day. We'll have game number 4 coming up in just a minute. And then, of course, the conclusion before we talk to whoever lands at the top of the leaderboard right now. James Campbell, still the man to beat here at the 2018 USBC Senior Masters. We'll be right back with game number 4. All right, bowlers back in action here at the Samstown Bowling Center, and joining us on our featured pair, the one, the only, Super Senior Classic runner-up, owner of the only $2.99 game here at the 2018 USBC Senior Masters, PBA Hall of Famer Mark Williams. He'll be stepping up on lane 20. And Mark, definitely the jokester. Always a lot of fun to be around and tell some great stories. And right before this game started, I reminded him that the last shot he threw on this TV pair, this particular pair, was a gutter ball back in the Super Senior Classic, and promptly followed that up with a 6 split in the opening frame. But Mark went on to bowl very well, of course, the rest of the way at the Super Senior Classic. Runner-up to Mike Diaz, pocketed, I believe the number was $7,000, and now bowling very well here at the Senior Masters, including, as noted, that $2.99 game earlier today. There's a video highlight of that at the Sport of Bowling USBC Facebook page. So I encourage you to check that out. And also fellow Texan Rick Minear made a run at perfection shortly after. So tune in there to see if Rick was able to finish it off. I won't do the spoiler here. But here in our featured pair, along with Williams, Darwin Weimer, Dave Sill, and Mark Mazzulla. And then over on 21 and 22, Doug Hayes, Paul Appling, Jerry Sikora, and Sammy Ventura. We've seen him have some success at various events over the years, and most recently in Syracuse, New York, near his hometown of Norwich, New York. He and Warren Eels bowled very well, took the lead in senior doubles at the Bowlers Journal Championships. So Sammy V, coast to coast, headed out from home to Brentwood, California for the PBA 50 stop. Just missed being able to compete in the Super Senior Classic by a few days. So he's looking forward to next year now that he'll be 60 this week. So happy birthday to Sammy V. I think it's this week. Definitely this month for sure, as he said he was just shy of the Super Senior Classic, but he'll be ready for both events next year. A lot of bowling for these gentlemen here in the Las Vegas area, especially for the ones age 60 and older. They started things off with that PBA 50 stop in Brentwood, California, won by Ron Moore. He defeated Walter A. Williams Jr. for the title, and Ron then hustled back to Las Vegas to bowl in the Super Senior Classic. Walter A. not quite old enough. And then immediately following the Super Senior is the Senior Masters. So these guys bowling quite a few games. And for whomever makes it through that elimination bracket here, and then to turn around in a couple days and bowl the Senior U.S. Open over at Suncoast. So very cool that they can do all these things in one trip, but it's exhausting just watching this happen. But these guys do a lot of bowling, and most of them do it very well. And Dave Sill does it very well, as you can see there. 3 for 3 here on 19 and 20. And we'll get those standings to you after 3 games now on this squad. This is game 4. Looking forward to the exciting conclusion. Game 5 coming up just after this, so stay tuned. Appreciate everybody being here. My name is Matt Cannizzaro. Be here all week and into the weekend. Finals coming up on Sunday at 10 a.m. local time, 1 p.m. East Coast. Remember to set your alarm or subscribe to BowlTV so you won't miss any of the notifications or a minute of the action here from Las Vegas. Folks, enjoy. I will be here if you have any questions. Drop them in the chat room, and I'll touch base here in the next couple frames to keep you updated and get those standings to you. right, so we've reached the halfway point of game number 4 already. See, folks still chatting in the chat room. That's good. Again, bowlers helping bowlers. Here in our featured pair, Dave Still started with the front 5, slowed by the 6-10. Mark Williams looking to get something going here. Just 1 strike through the first 6 frames. No, he's not nervous under the bright TV lights. He's got 7 PBA Tour titles, 3 Senior Tour victories. Of course, as mentioned, a PBA Hall of Famer. All right, taking a peek at our standings. After 8 games now for C Squad. James Campbell leading the way, plus 362, 741 for his first 3 today. Brian Leclerc second at plus 318. Brian Voss looks like a high guy on this block at 757. His first 3, he's at plus 287. And Little Monticelli coming on strong, plus 253. Alan Seneval, plus 246. Brian Goebel, plus 215 on this squad. Tish Johnson making a move. She's at plus 203, cracking the top 10. Norm Duke just a couple pins back at plus 200. All right, made it back just in time to say goodbye to these guys. Had another front 9 run. Down at the far end, Robert Brown left a flat 10 on his 10th shot, came up short. Here, Dave Still, 257, very nice effort. Mark Williams got to 191 with a double late. Mazula can get to 179. And Weimer can finish with 196. With the 9 count there, will be 176. And over to our right, Jug Hayes, 192 with all 3 in the 10th. Appling, 176. Jerry Sikora can max at 170. And Sammy V can throw all 3 here for 236. We're getting ready for our final game. We'll get the updated standings and start trying to track down our leader here after our second squad of the day. So get comfortable. One more exciting game coming up here at the 2018 USBC Senior Masters. My name is Matt Kenazar. Here comes Tish Johnson. Looks like she's stopping by here on 19 and 20. So always fun. And Brian LeClaire as well. Very talented bunch. We'll see them here in just a minute, folks. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, folks, here we are for our final game of our C squad, second round, second squad of the day today here at the Samstown Bowling Center. My name is Matt Canizaro, and welcome to all of you who are just joining us, and thank you to those of you who have been with us all day long. We are parked here behind lanes 19 through 22. Nice couple weeks here in Las Vegas. Here in our featured pairs this game, we have Tish Johnson, the lone lady, competing in the Senior Masters this year. She's joined on this pair by Dale Traber, two-time winner of the event, 2009 and 2011. Dale, one of three bowlers this year looking to win the Senior Masters for the third time. The other two are defending champ Walter Ray Williams Jr., and the other is Pete Weber. And other two bowlers on this pair, Ron Holzler and Mike Diaz. We saw Mike on BowlTV over the weekend winning the Super Senior Classic with a huge win over Mark Williams, 278-205. That was on lanes 21 and 22. $8,500 in Diaz's pocket. Sweet trophy and a ton of confidence coming into the Senior Masters. And over on our other pair, 21 and 22, this game, Wayne Garber, Bob Baer, Lewis Elting, and David Allen. And we'll have the updated standings here quickly, I hope, as it's time to take some notes and see who we need to track down during our final game of qualifying. So standings not quite ready, but we'll have those in just one moment. And there we are, just like that. Ask and you shall receive. So, coming into our final game, James Campbell continuing to bowl well. He's at plus 399. Brian LeClaire, who I thought was going to be right here on our featured pair, tricked me and kept on walking. He went somewhere. Maybe he thought he was going to be on our featured pair, but he is a few pairs down to our right. So we're going to keep an eye on him for sure, as he is at plus 377. And third place on this squad, Miyamoto Monticelli. Very nice day for him, the 2015 Senior Masters champ. Plus 257, so he's pretty far back at this point. And then Voss is at plus 243. So James Campbell would really have to have a bad day here in game number 5 for those two guys to catch up. But today, Brian LeClaire, 990 for his first 4 games. James Campbell, 978. And Leto, 957. Those are some terrific scores here on our second squad of the day. We'll have the double burn up next. And our A squad bowlers from yesterday, including yesterday's leader, Michael Haugen Jr., who's very good at playing many parts of the lane, but I think he's more of a straighter is greater kind of guy, and if he could fire it here on this 41-foot oil pattern, he could be pretty explosive. So we will see what he's got in store for us coming up next. Brian LeClaire again, bowling on 27 and 28 this game. Started with the first 3 and then a 9 spare. Brian Voss down on 29 and 30. He has started split. First 2 opens. James Campbell down on 37 and 38. Still early here game number 5. We saw Miyamoto walk down to our left, but maybe not. There he is. Miyamato's down on 25 and 26. Pulling pretty quick. Double, spare, double. I'm just going to take a peek at some things. I'll be around if you have any questions. Chat room them, and I will get to them. Do appreciate everybody being here with us today. Plenty of bowling left to do, so get some dinner, relax, kick back. And we'll bring you the final squad coming up after this game. All right, rolling along. Once again, game number 5. And just trying to see how things shake out now with LeClaire and James Campbell. Looks like they're going to be 1-2. It's just a matter of who gets to the top spot. Right now, James Campbell with a 22-pin advantage coming into game number 5, but not bowling particularly well. No doubles through 8 frames, and LeClaire already closing that gap. Got a few strings of strikes to keep an eye on as well. I don't think there will be any surprises. Again, top 4 in this squad: Campbell, LeClaire, Monticelli, and Voss. Brian Cooper down to our left. Driving the crowd wild. He's got the front 7 on 13 and 14. Keep an eye on him. Pretty uneventful here on our featured pair, so at least enjoy watching some great bowlers, a couple great lefties, and Tish Johnson and Mike Diaz. Joe Traber, the USBC Hall of Famer. Brian LeClaire, max score for him, 243. So he could be the guy. He's down on 27 and 28. Ryan Voss on 29 and 30. Open, 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 3-bagger. Down on 31 and 32. Mark Williams doing it again, front 7. James Campbell can get to 204 with all 3 in the 10th. So I'm going to go down there and see what I can see, and I'll be back. All right, folks. Made it back just in time to watch the end of our final game here. It looks like officially, our leader is going to be Brian LeClaire at plus 406. Just edged out James Campbell. Campbell had 193 that game. LeClaire 229. But they will be 1-2 in the standings, and the players to beat as A Squad hits the lanes. Coming up next. 10th frame now underway. Tish Johnson struggling here in our featured pair. Can get to 186. Dale Traber struggling as well. Narrowly makes that spare. So Trabes can get to 182. Mike Diaz finding something here late in the game. Still has 240 out there. We'll take a quick peek at our A Squad leaders from yesterday. Remember, they bowled some of them very well early on. Michael Haugen Jr. was the front runner, plus 1188. Or, sorry, plus 188. His total was 1188 on the fresh. And he finished with 277. Next up was Keith Lesko at plus 185. Chris Gibbons at plus 145. Don Blatchford at plus 131. But right now, 406 being the number. Michael Haugen would have to average 243.6 for his 5 games today. We need 12-18 on the double burn to catch Brian LeClaire. And then Keith Lesko just a few pins back. Would need about the same. So some big numbers, but we saw it yesterday. C Squad actually both days bowling very well. And we'll be here to bring you all of the action. Another competitor who had a very nice run there in game number 5, Mark Williams, again, had 299 earlier. Just had the front 9 and left a 10 pin. So earlier I went down to the far end, and he told me that he had absolutely no luck on that pair, especially on the right lane where he was going to finish. And then he promptly threw a double, and the last shot just yanked it a little bit left. Ended up leaving a wobbly 10 pin. This time he told me that he had a great look, especially on the left lane where he was going to finish, and probably immediately jinxed himself at that point and then left a 10 pin on his first shot. So he was at plus 188 before that game, so he'll be well over 200. Pretty nice day for him. 916 for his first 4. Tack on, assuming he made this bear, another 270 game. So sitting comfortably with 5 games to go tomorrow on the fresh. .176 for Tish Johnson. 228 for Mike Diaz, a pair of left-handers there. Holes are coming up now. We can get to 171. Traber gets the double. He'll be in the 180s with count here. Lewis Elting staring down the split in the 10th. Wayne Garber. Tough game, has 1 strike. That was in the 7th frame. He can get to 170. Elting will give the spare a run, but he'll finish with 168. Now Dave Allen can get to 217. And Mr. Bear will wrap things up. Next score for him, 194. Then we'll say goodbye. Next squad scheduled to start at 4 p.m. local time. 7 p.m. on the East Coast. So really it's going to be a turn it off, turn it back on situation here for our live stream. 5 more games to go. We'll catch up with Brian LeClaire here. Get his thoughts and a couple photos. And then come on back and get situated for final squad of the day. All right, 19 and 20 in the books. Those guys will get some rest. Tomorrow, squad order, CAB. CAB. So these guys were C squad. They got an early morning coming. Bright and early on the fresh. And our next group bowled yesterday morning, and they had a long wait until tonight's squad. I see a question in the chat room before we go from Samuel Word. Yes, the PDFs are dropped every game, so they're updated through 9 games on this squad. Yeah. All right, so again, scoring. That PDF is updated every game, and it is current through the last game. Again, if you're having trouble, I would say either open a new browser or a new device even, or you have to clear your cache, but definitely just have to refresh that document, and it's all there, I promise. Been looking at it all day long. If you have any other additional trouble, just let us know offline. And this is it, folks. The final shot of this squad coming up. Brian LeClaire headed our way. So we'll chat, we'll restart, and we'll be back with you in less than 1 hour. A squad coming up back here on BowlTV. Don't miss it. And we'll know our overall leader for the day very soon. Folks, my name is Matt Canizaro. Thank you for tuning in to our coverage of the 2018 USBC Senior Masters. Don't go anywhere, except maybe to get a drink and some dinner. We'll be back in an hour, folks. That's the news for now. I will see you on the lanes.